Welcome to the Mitcham History Notes YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to have a look at an aerial photograph of Mitcham Town Centre in 1952. This is on the Historic England website, the Aero Films collection. Previously had been on the Britain from Above website. This particular photograph was taken on the 23rd of October 1952. So let's have a look at it. Let's zoom in. We can see here the Fair Green. This is the London Road, St Mark's Road. This large building on the corner is the Majestic Cinema. Opened in 1933, became a bingo hall in something like 1960-61 and was demolished in the 1980s. St Mark's Road School can be seen over there, for primary school, and these houses have been demolished. This became Majestic Way, with shops and multi-storey car park and a supermarket, which is closed. I do believe the whole area is going to be redeveloped. Anyway, back to the Fair Green. We can see the public toilets now. So next to it will be the Jubilee Clock, which has been moved a couple of times, currently residing somewhere over here. This is Upper Green East, and as it happens, that building, these buildings, right all the way along here, they're still there amazingly. Some gardens, part of the green, so Upper Green West. King's Arms on the corner there, Buck's Head, well, Buck's Head now called the White Line of Mortimer. This road here is Sibthorpe Road. All those houses have been demolished. These buildings remain, and there's a car park there at the moment, and I think that's going to be built on at some point. These boxes over here are wagons of the Harry Gray Travelling Showman Yard. That's the school that was used for a period of time, and there's Eagle House. As it happens, Harry Gray Yard has all gone. It's been developed as flats, and they are called the Harry Gray buildings. Here's a photograph of Eagle House from one of those flats. This row of flats here is Monarch Parade and London Road going up to, there's the library. This curved road is Armfield Crescent. So here we can see in 1952 that Coningsby Court, Mainwaring Court, Elm Court have finished, but Paxton Court is still being built. It still looks a bit of a building site there. Behind them, allotments. You can see the laid out patterns. This was disused for a period of time up until the end of the 70s and then developed, and Bedfont Close is there now, and an extension of Feltham Roadhouse is there. This is Feltham Road. This road here, Eastfields Road, going that way to the railway line, which, oh, there's the Eastfields allotments. They're still there. There's the level crossing at Eastfields, where Eastfields Station now is, and two platforms, one platform that side, one platform that side. And all of these Nissen huts, with temporary accommodation for people bombed out during the Second World War, and that was built on Laburnham Road Estate. This is Lammas Avenue, it's still there. This large structure is the Mitcham Stadium. Who'd have thought it? There was actually a stadium in Mitcham for a very brief period of time. Demolished towards the end of the 50s. Houses built by Waiteses on the site there. And that's the Tootenham Mitcham football ground on the other side of this road here, being Sandy Lane. And to the west of the football ground we can see the RACS dairy site. You just make out the water tower there as a distinctive landmark in Mitcham for many years. So this is then the Streatham Road, and this area here would have been, yes, that's Pascal's sweet factory. And that's the Streatham Road over the railway line towards Streatham. So let's go back down to the Figs Marsh. being the Figs Marsh. The building there on the corner might be a pavilion or might be public toilets. Anyway, it's demolished. This is Evelyn Road. Bus announcements on buses now call it Evelyn Road, but I always call it Evelyn Road, and that's the way it's going to stay, in my mind anyway. And this allotment is still there. These factory buildings have gone. There was a firm down here that printed atlases, made atlases. Yeah, it's alternative housing. So this is Bomb Road. Yeah, there it is. It's about there was where Bomb Road started. This row of houses have gone. And this is part of Bomb Road, but these blocks here, around this crescent, is Sunshine Way. Sunshine Way was called Sunshine Way because of the sunshine houses. These houses in the middle had patio areas, which are open to the fresh air at the time, when it was built in the 1930s, for sufferers of tuberculosis. And that house there, I think, was the community hall, and possibly also the caretaker's accommodation for the Sunshine Way estates. This part of the playing fields has now been built on. Donald Lynch House flats are there, but these playing fields are still there for the Bomb Road Primary School at the back of Eagle House. And it's quite likely that's a bunch of kids in that playground there while there's planes going over on the 23rd of October 1952. And that road directly opposite Sunshine Way would be Plummer Lane. Quite a narrow road for parking. This is Mortimer Road, methinks. There's a playground out the front as well, I think. These buildings are part of the Holborn Union Workhouse. This whole area here was a part of the Holborn Union Workhouse, which was then requisitioned during the First World War for the Holborn Military Hospital, and afterwards became a trading estate. So here we see in 1952 the buildings are still standing. So this road is Western Road, and as I said, that was Stibthorpe Road. So this is Gladstone Road. One of the buildings down here is the Gladstone Road Mission Hall, and on this corner, on this road here, is Fountain Road. On this corner is a Fountain Pub. This area here on the left is part of the gasworks. This alleyway, Fieldgate Lane, is still in existence. It looks like area here been converted into allotments for the war effort. There's a community garden along there somewhere, which is quite nice. So this is then the Love Lane. And we can see here tennis courts. And between Love Lane and the London Road, the Glebe Court Estate. These blocks are finished. These are still being built. And you can just see in the bottom right hand corner the telephone exchange. And these almost looking like sawtooth. These are the gables of the parade of shops called the Parade. So that's from, this is London Road, and that's Langdale Avenue. And this construction that's underway here is the Fair Green Parade Shopping Centre. And this was on land owned by Thomas Francis, who had a big store here. And that's probably it, still it. This is Raleigh Gardens. And that's looks like the coach. That looks like the coach firm of Davis Coaches. And there's the Nag's Head. And this is Upper Green West. So, we've had a flying visit around the Mitcham Town Centre from 1952. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Press that like button if you can. And consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Bye for now.